I live in the Salt Lake area, and this year we have had more snow than I can ever remember having one winter in my entire life. I have always lived somewhere with four seasons, including winter, and it is definitely my least favorite of all the seasons. I do not like to be cold, and I'm usually cold most of the year, even when it isn't snowing. However, this year has truly taken the cake for my winter experiences. We have had snow on the ground since November. I think it has snowed pretty much every week and since Thanksgiving. I've been super eager to get to spring and some warm weather pretty much since New Year's. But this past weekend, I had this opportunity to go to a work conference in Cincinnati, and I thought that it was supposed to be fairly warm, at least in comparison to our Salt Lake weather. I was so excited to find out that not only was it going to be warm, but over 70 degrees. I absolutely loved the sun. It was out in full force. To say that I was in heaven is an understatement. I just felt like my soul was rejuvenated. This experience made me think about how often we are influenced by the environment around us. Now, I am completely convinced that our thoughts create our feelings, but sometimes it just is easier to manage our thoughts in some environments than others. And I was thinking about how I struggle to keep a positive attitude and outlook on life during the winter months when I'm cold and often wet. I am not an avid skier or other winter activity enthusiast. That's something I definitely could do to help, but every year winter comes and I just want to hibernate. And on the contrary, spring arrives, more sunshine, buds are blooming on the trees, flowers are breaking through the winter ground, birds are out chirping in the morning, and everything just seems to be coming back to life again. Summer arrives, and along with that, even more sunshine, even longer days, even warmer weather, and I'm in heaven all summer long. I find I'm more motivated, I'm happier, I feel more energized. Now, this is not because of the weather outside. It's because of the thoughts I have about the weather outside. But reality is, during the warmer weather months, I just find it's easier for me to be positive and happier than it is on the cold, gloomy days. Now, some people find the opposite to be true. Some people prefer colder temperatures when it's overcast in preference to the dog days of summer. The truth is, no matter what the weather is outside, your thoughts about it are always creating your experience, not the weather. But this is also true in other areas of our lives. Your thoughts create your experience with your in-laws and the relationship you have with them. Your thoughts create the attitude and belief system you have about the community you live in, not the people that live there. Your thoughts create the type of co-parenting relationship you have with your ex-husband, not your ex-husband. I understand this is not a popular belief and maybe even challenging for you to believe a little more. If the weather caused us to feel happy, sad, or depressed, it would cause everyone to feel that way. But it doesn't. Some people love heat. Some people hate it. Some people love humidity. Some people hate it. Some people love rain. Others hate it. See where this is going? Some people love your ex. If the people and the things around us cause our feelings, everyone would have the same feelings about everything, but that just isn't how life is. We all have our own thoughts about people, places, weather, life, and our thoughts create our feelings, not the people, places, weather, or life we experience. But this is good news because as soon as you realize and become aware of the thoughts you're having about these things, you can become more intentional about the feelings you have for each of them. This is good news because you get to choose whether or not to have the feelings you are having. Just because you become aware of your thoughts doesn't mean you have to change them or change your life. But if you want to, you can. And this is the beauty of being an adult, friends. You can consciously choose whether or not you live somewhere that snows. Now, I'm sure you're going to say, but I have my job here. My kids are here. My fill in the blank is here. So I also have to be here. But friends, this is where you also get to choose and what you give your real power to in your life. You are choosing to be where those things are. Do you love your job? Do you love the stability it provides for you? What are your thoughts about it? Do you want to live where your children are? If your answer is yes, then you are choosing to live where it snows because it is worth it to you to be where your children are. Do you want to figure out how to move somewhere they can come with you? If your answer is yes, then your brain will go to work figuring out how to make that happen. And if your answer is no, then you are choosing to live where it snows. And that's okay. And this is how you take control of your life and your choices. It is okay to want to stay at the job you are at, but then you're also choosing to live where your job is. Or you are choosing to stay at the job you currently have. Not because you have to feel something, but because you are intentional about the choices you are making. Now, you may also think it just isn't that simple. I don't have control over whether or not my kids can move. My ex has to agree. We have to go through a legal system, on and on. And that's also okay. But how is that working for you to think that? Does it help you feel what you want to? Does it help you show up as who you want to be? If it is, then keep on going, friend. You're awesome. If not, maybe it's time to challenge some of those thoughts and really be honest with yourself about who is in charge of your life and your choices. This is where you're finding yourself. Let me help you find your way to who it is you want to be. Have a great day, friends.